Hi everyone, welcome to your final exam review for English 206B. Exciting stuff. 8 weeks goes by really fast, I know. So let me give you guys a quick overview of what I'm going to have you do, and then we'll dive right into your review. So your exam is split into 5 different sections, and within each of those sections you have multiple choice questions, matching, short answer, and one extended response question. So what is going to happen in this review is that I have broken things down question by question. So I will give you time to go through each question, think about your answer, and then there will be a separate recording following the question recording that will actually go over the answer with you so that you know why that is the correct answer and why you should answer that way on your test. So hopefully this will help everyone and benefit you greatly on your final exam. So that is what we're doing. Let's take a look really quickly at your exam and what it's going to look like. So your final exam is made up of 34 questions. Like I said, there's going to be multiple choice. So there's 31 multiple choice. Most of the questions are multiple choice. There are 2 matching questions, and there is 1 extended response question. Now, the extended response question has to do with personal narrative writing techniques. So if you have done the personal narrative in our class, which all of you should have, that will be to your benefit. I'll talk more about that when we get to that section in the review. But if you have not done that yet, I would highly recommend doing that before you try to take the exam. The exam is worth a total of 100 points. So definitely take this exam. You cannot pass the class without it. It is in your best interest to do as well as you possibly can on that exam. So that is why we're reviewing, because I want you to have your best chance at doing the best that you possibly can and scoring as high as you possibly can. Okay, so let's get into some review. Your first section on your exam has to do with our rhetoric unit that we covered a few weeks back and Martin Luther King's letter from Birmingham jail. So what I'm going to do first is read you this section that we're going to be looking at in the exam, and then we'll dive into the questions. So let's read along. This is from Letter from Birmingham Jail. My dear fellow clergymen, while confined here in the Birmingham City Jail, I came across your recent statement calling our present activities unwise and untimely. Seldom, if ever, do I pause to answer criticism of my work and ideas, but since I feel that you are men of genuine goodwill and your criticisms are sincerely set forth, I would like to answer your statement in what I hope will be patient and reasonable terms. I think I should give the reason for my being in Birmingham, since you have been influenced by the argument of outsiders coming in. I have the honor of serving as president of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, an organization operating in every southern state with headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia. We have some 85 affiliate organizations all across the South. Several months ago, our local affiliate here in Birmingham invited us to be on call to engage in a nonviolent direct action program if such were deemed necessary. We readily consented. But more basically, I am in Birmingham because injustice is here. Just as the prophets of the 8th century BC left their villages and carried their "Thus saith the Lord" far beyond the boundaries of their hometowns, and just as the Apostle Paul left his village of Tarsus and carried the gospel of Jesus Christ to the far corners of the Greco-Roman world, so am I, compelled to carry the gospel of freedom beyond my own hometown. Like Paul, I must constantly respond to the Macedonian call for aid. Moreover, I am cognizant of the interrelatedness of all communities and states. I cannot sit idly by in Atlanta and not be concerned about what happens in Birmingham. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. Never again can we afford to live with the narrow, provincial, outsider-agitator idea. Anyone who lives inside the United States can never be considered an outsider anywhere within its bounds. In any nonviolent campaign, there are 4 basic steps. 1. Collection of the facts to determine whether injustices are alive. 2. Negotiation. 3, self-purification, and 4, direct action. We have gone through all of these steps in Birmingham. Birmingham is probably the most thoroughly segregated city in the United States. Its ugly record of police brutality is known in every section of the country. Its unjust treatment of Negroes in the courts is a notorious reality. There have been more unsolved bombings of Negro homes and churches in Birmingham than in any city in the nation. These are the hard, brutal, and unbelievable facts. On the basis of these conditions, Negro leaders sought to negotiate with the city fathers, but the political leaders consistently refused to engage in good faith negotiation. All right, so that brings us to our first question. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording here, and we will pick up in our next recording and go over question number 1.